So click too fast. So I always like to open up with the question, why do you think digital marketers love to shop at Whole Foods?
That's a good question. Probably the way that the store is laid out.
Interesting. Sam, would you like to participate or you're in listen only mode? Well, digital marketers, which is people like myself, we love to shop at Whole Foods, or any human being that cares about their body's well-being likes to shop at Whole Foods because they have a lot of organic content. Right?
Got it.
That's why, we joke that it's called the whole paycheck. You just go and buy a bunch of things and you're literally paying them so much money because
True.
they have a lot of organic content. And just like that, every website needs to have a lot of organic content. The way you choose to nourish your body with high quality food, similarly, you should think about nourishing your website with high quality content, because it's the content that Google's able to crawl and read and say, okay, I like this website better than website B because this website has a lot of organic content. And organic content can be pushed onto the website through a variety of ways. You can do blogs, you can have a newsroom, and you can push content. So it's something that you want to think about, at least posting to your website once a month. And so you can literally track what this organic effort does for you. So what I'm sharing with you is a screen grab of a Google Analytics screenshot of one of my clients. And you can actually tell how you're acquiring your users, which is your leads. And so you really want this organic number to be significant. So in this specific example, this was, I think, a week's worth of data. They were getting a total of 11,000, close to 12,000 people to the website, and 7,000 knew the brand. Knew the brand as in if your brand's name is, Green Bay Remodeling, they're coming in and saying greenbayremodeling.com. Organic search is when they're searching for the best remodeler near me, the best kitchen remodeler near me, best kitchen remodeler in North Carolina, right? When they're searching with an intent to find a solution for a problem that they have. So you really want to have this organic search number to be significant, because only then you're going to have people that are searching for you on Google land on your website. So if you have a website and you have analytics installed on it, you can go into analytics.google.com, you can log in and you can see whether you have organic traffic. If you're not having organic traffic, then your website is not being recognized by Google. And so if somebody's searching for you, you're not even getting even one person into your website who could convert into a client. Social is, again, social media efforts. Referral is when, let's say, you use Home Advisor or Angie's, or you have a lot of reviews on Google. And from there, if you're getting referrals into your website, it'll show up as referral. Other is always, unidentified sources. And this specific client does a bit of email marketing. So they actually had somebody that went and read an email and then went to the website from there. So it's really easy for you to have clarity as to where your leads are coming in from. If you're a younger business, this direct will be smaller because you don't have brand presence yet, which means you really need to work hard on the organic, which is to win in the search game. When somebody's searching for you, they should be able to land on your website. So what we'll cover today is how search works, how Google search works, the anatomy of a search results page. When you go and say, find a remodeler near me, how is that page laid out? How to perform a site search. I'm going to teach you how to perform a site search for your own website, and then tips to give your website a refresh, and then I'm happy to answer any questions. But before we dive in, I just want to share a little bit about myself, why you should listen to me. I'm a mom to two boys. I live here in Northern California. 10 years ago, I started a children's education business, which is a spring and summer camp business called Brain Mind, where children come in and they're enriched and entertained through play with Lego, robotics, and financial literacy. When I started the business, I was just like any other business owner with big dreams, went and pulled a website on Wix and said, okay, I'm going to launch this business. And then soon I realized there's analytics and there's traffic and there's search. And so I started educating myself. And in the first year, I was able to hit six figures, which is $100,000 in revenue. And by the third year, my education business was generating $1 million in revenue. The reason why I was able to do that was because I really focused on online lead generation or digital marketing. And so I taught myself everything there is and applied it. I have run $1 a day Facebook ads. I have run all sorts of Google campaigns. And through the process of this, I used to go to local networking meetings and I would speak to other business owners. And people were invariably asking me, how did you grow your business? And every time my response was, I just taught myself what is important in terms of online lead generation. Because the reality is, every product or service that's out there in the world, there is a market for it. There are people that need remodelers. There are parents that need summer camp programs. It's a matter of finding that match and bringing those people together. And so through the process of scaling my education business, I realized that there was a real need to help other business owners with all of the tips and tricks that I had learned. And so I set up a digital marketing agency. And initially, I was a generalist agency, and I was just helping anybody that needed help. And soon I realized that the remodeler niche is very similar to a summer camp business, right? There is a parent that lives in a city that wants to send their kid to a local program. There is a homeowner that lives in a city that wants a solution for a home remodel that they want. And so I felt when I looked at the variety of niches, I felt that the remodeling niche was the closest in terms of local search, local proximity, how geocentric it is. And so one of the things I did was I became a Grow with Google partner. So Grow with Google is a program that Google launched almost 10 years ago, where if you're a small business owner, you have to apply and they would approve you. And what it basically gives me is current information about what's going on with the Google search algorithm, as well as the ability to reach out to Google's team if, let's say, your Google business profile is not showing up properly, or you're having issues with anything else related to Google Ads or any of the Google products. I have an into the team that's headquartered here in Mountain View, California, to reach out and tell them, hey, my client is having this issue. Can you help them? And so you are able to speak directly to a team member that's tied to the Grow with Google program, which is Google's small business program that they've laid out. So I am a Grow with Google partner. And I'm now, once I decided I was only going to work with general contractors, remodelers, I'm also a member of the National Association of Remodelers, the NKBA Association. So if you're not familiar with these, and being a general contractor or a remodeler, it's worth it for you to look at their certifications, their programs, because you will just get to meet a lot of your peers. So I'm also a member of NARI and NKBA. And so my agency now, Remodeler Digital, I'm on a mission to help 100 remodeling contractors and businesses unbox the true potential of your business using data. I'm really passionate about data. Data is, if you think about organic, direct, all of those numbers that I shared with you, it's data. But in reality, if you pause and think about what data is information about your potential beloved customers, right? Who are these 3,000 leads that are coming in? What does that data mean? How do I take 10% of those 3,000 organic people that came to my website and convert them into a client, right? So the more obsessed you are with data about the numbers that revolve around your business, the easier it is going to be to scale your business. And as general contractors and remodelers, your brain is already wired for numbers because you're doing so many calculations and measurements to deliver the high quality construction that you're promising your clients. And so if you apply a bit of that math ability that your brain has to focus on where your leads are coming from, what your return on spend is from your ads and so forth, you will really be able to propel your business in and get it to the next level. So through the process of building my business, my children's education business, I came up with what I call the digital dominance method. The digital dominance method, the first thing you want to notice is that it's a circle, and in the middle of it is your business, your kitchen, bath, ADU remodeling company. And this is your website, basically, which is in the heart of your business. And there are 8 things that you can choose to do for your business. And it does not matter what kind of business you are. If you are a business trying to generate leads from Google search or from online, this methodology will work. You will get, maximum calls, leads, and profitability for your business. So the first thing is to make sure that you have, strong foundation of copy, conversion, link building on your website, which is SEO. Then you really want to have your Google business profile optimized, collect reviews, and have that brand presence established. Then you can do your Google ads, Bing ads. So you need to have these two in place before you go and do Google ads. So some businesses don't have a Google business profile and they're spending on ads and wondering why they're not getting conversions, because then Google is not able to get all of the signals. So all of this, there's a methodology to do it. Sorry, my mouse is being sensitive. The fourth thing is paid online directories where there's Yelp, Angie's List, House, Porch. You don't even need to do these, right? If you're not a Yelp, Angie's List kind of a business, many of my current contractor clients, they're very high-end clients. They do $75,000 to $100,000 kitchen and bathroom remodels, and they are not interested in talking to people from Angie's List, but they're interested in talking to people from House. So this is where you want to figure out which of the paid online directories make sense for you and make a plan for it. Then you go and put your efforts into list building, posting on Facebook. You don't need to be everywhere at the same time. Choose one or two portals. Remodeling is a very visual business, so you really want to situate yourself on Instagram, because a lot of the Instagram portal is perceived as a visual portal. YouTube is the second largest search engine next to Google. YouTube is owned by Google. Therefore, you really want to think about video generation. You don't need to go hire a videographer and make fancy videos. Grab your phone when you're on a job site, just walk around, take a few videos, but push it onto your YouTube channel, because that will really help you get those organic leads, right? Which is we want to be found when somebody is searching for a product or service. And then you can go into the pay-per lead play, you can do social media advertising. And then if you've been in business so many years and you have so many customers, you can roll out a referral program and, hey, refer your friend. I'm happy to give you $2,000 for a project that you refer, and so forth. The reason why this is a circle is because digital marketing is not something that you wake up and say, okay, I'm in the mood for it in 2023. As a Q1 2023 goal, we are going to try some digital marketing and then see where it goes. And then maybe we won't do it in Q2. If you really want lead generation from Google, you want to be found online, it is a circle. You don't need to do all the 8 things. Find the 3 things that work for you. Look at your data, optimize it, do more of what works for you, delete the things where you're burning your marketing dollars. But you have to remember that if you pick those 3 things, you are going to rinse and repeat, do it over and over till you get your optimal results. If you're not getting your optimal results, come back, look at these 8 things, pick something else. Hey, maybe now it's time to run Facebook ads. The Facebook ad quality is just noise, nonsense. Okay, let's go do a Google campaign. The Google campaign's not working out. Maybe it's the landing page issue, it's a call tracking issue, right? So you got to really commit to a path of lead generation and stick to it. If you just do 1 and 2, which is have a solid website, have a solid Google business profile, collect reviews over there, and you don't spend a penny on marketing, you can still get organic leads. That's the power of Google search. But you need to have your website optimized and your Google business profile optimized. And so it breaks down, for the sake of today's conversation, it breaks down to does your business exist online? You might have spent $3,000, $5,000 and built the most beautiful website, but guess what? Google may not even know that your website exists. And that's what I'm going to show you today, how you can test whether your website is cataloged and Google is pulling you up when somebody's searching for your product, your services. You want Google Analytics, which is again comes from the being hungry for data. Who is coming to my website? How many thousands are coming? If I have 70 people coming to my website, next month, how can I have 700 people come to my website, right? Because think about like Amazon or Google's websites. Think about the volume of traffic that they must be getting, right? And it's not by chance that Amazon is where it is today. It's been a very strategic path of how they've grown. So similarly, you can pretend you're an Amazon and have a concerted plan and say, today I have 70 people. In the next 3 months, I'm going to have 700 people, because the more people that come and eyeball your website, like what they see, the higher probability that they're going to want to do business with you. Directories are important. there's Bing, there's Yahoo, there's Google. So on all the directories, what is important is three things called name, address, and phone number, which is called NAP. Google calls it NAP. You want to be consistently named the same way. Your address must show up the same way. Your phone number should be the same. And this really, they're all little digital nuggets that you share with Google. And then Google says, I know this Green Bay Remodeling based in Mountain View, California with phone number 650-814-0003, and just says, okay, over and over, it catalogs it. And then with social media, you don't want to just, post here and there. You really want to post and go see what makes a difference. And there are ways to track if your social media efforts are really giving you results. If you even have one person coming into your website from all of that Facebook effort, today it's really easy to track. And then be obsessive about your Google business profile, collect reviews, post on there, talk about your offers, talk about what makes you different. And if you keep doing all of this, you're going to literally have a lead generating website. So from being a business owner and helping other general contractors and remodelers, three things I know for sure. Anyone can generate leads online. However, you must customize to the kind of service that you are, like, Julie was saying that they have a specific service. You need to know what that service is and how you're speaking about it. And business can be easy. If you're feeling that you're not having a steady stream of leads, it's because your online presence is not optimized. So first, let's learn about how Google search works. This belongs to the total online presence, whether Google knows that your business exists, that your website exists. So the fastest way to understand how Google search works is to think of a conventional library, right? A library where you go with your children or you walk in and you borrow books for yourself. So the Google search engine is the library. And unlike a conventional library where there is a librarian and there is somebody that receives the books through the front door, catalogs the books and puts it into travel, cooking, fiction, nonfiction. In the Google library, there is no librarian. There is no front door. The books are the websites. Today, there's a business owner that wakes up and says, hey, I am inspired to start a business. I'm going to go build a website. The moment you do that and you toss it into the Google universe, your website is going in through the back door because there is no front door in the Google library to receive your website. You chose to build a website and you dropped it in, or you think you dropped it into the Google library. For the Google search engine to know that your website was dropped into the Google universe, you have to tell the library, because here there is no librarian, there are no shelves. You have to tell the library, the Google library, this is who I am, this is who I serve. These are the people that are my potential leads, right? And how do you do that? By having a really well optimized website. And so the more information that you have, the more digital nuggets you have on your website, the Google bot will crawl and learn more and more about who you are. And then literally in the Google library, it catalogs all the remodeling websites, all the bike repair shops, right? All the different kinds of services out there. And then when somebody comes and says, I live in 25 miles of a certain geography, I need to find a remodeler. If your website is optimized, Google knows you exist, it's going to jump in there, pull your website and put it on the Google search page and showcase you just like a book that you would grab off a shelf and put it there. So this web crawler, actually, today we know it looks for 149 signals, right? Google's goal is to be the world's best search engine. And so what they're doing is they're fine-tuning more and more how the bot crawls, what are the signals that the bot is looking for. And so what you want to do on the back end as a business owner that wants your book, your website to be pulled off the shelf and shown first when somebody comes in is to understand what are those 149 signals that it's looking for. We can speak for days about those 149 signals. I'll tell you what the number one signal is. Anybody wants to take a guess? Go ahead, Julie.
I have no idea.
Well, the number one signal is your Google business profile, your If you don't know what your Google business profile is, I can show you here. It's called a knowledge card of your business that Google gives you for free that you can claim and optimize, and you can feed it with all of your current information. So what is Google doing in this case? It's using the business owners to create the search content that the Google library needs to pull and showcase you, right? Because Google cannot really be creating all of this content. So all of the content about your website, about your business has to be well defined and well presented on your website. And the next most important signal is your Google business profile. And so Google takes all of these websites that come in, soccer coach, bike repair shop, vet service, remodeler, and then indexes it, catalogs it. And if you write blogs, it loves it because like, oh, there's fresh content. That's why it's organic. And so it's going to rank your website higher than some website that was built in 1990 and then never touched after that. So when someone searches, the Google bot crawls, it indexes the billions of web pages, and then it's clever enough to go in and look for those signals and find that perfect website, and then off you land on the search page. This happens in milliseconds, right? Think about it, how fast it is. You go to a www.google.com and you search for, yummy Mexican food near me. Immediately it gives you like three restaurants. And it's because those three restaurants, you'll see, have made an effort to optimize their Google business profile. They have a good website. So the next thing that you want to understand is the anatomy of a search results page, right? Which is when you go and you enter a search query. We've all seen this page. There's, billions of times this page is used. You go in and you type a search here. What happens is it shows you page titles, descriptions, right? So next time you're on the search page, you'll see how Google will have a title page, it will have a description and then a couple of lines of the description. This is the knowledge panel that I was talking to you about, which is a Google, the Google business profile. It used to be called Google My Business. It's now called the Google business profile. And then it also includes URLs, which is your website URLs, right? So unique URLs. And the other thing is your business profile, of course. There may be shopping ads, there may be text ads based on what you're searching for. And so one thing I want to show you is, let's go to a Google search page and search for remodeler near me. Right? When I search for remodeler near me, you can see how on the top, there are the Google guaranteed. If you're not guaranteed, this is something worthwhile to do, because the Google guaranteed remodelers land on the top. They have a green check mark. It's a free process. It's a little bit tedious where you have to apply and get guaranteed, but it's worth it because it helps you land there. And the three that are showing up here is because they're not only guaranteed, they're running Google ads. Right? So Google's partial to people that pay Google money. And so it's going to show the three chosen here are the ones that are guaranteed, have a lot of reviews, as well as they're spending on ads. Then it's going to show all the sponsored, which is again ads. These are the Google business profiles that are optimized well, have a lot of reviews. These guys have done the hard work, and this is called a 3-pack. Landing on the 3-pack is not by chance. It just takes a ton of work to have your business land here. Then now you're in competition with all of the bigger companies, House, Yelp, Angie's List, Thumbtack, other generic questions. Now your website starts showing up. You see how if you really want to win in the search game, just having a fancy website and sitting there and hoping that you're going to get leads to your website is not going to deliver anything, because when somebody searches, it's the guaranteed, it's the paid ads, it's the 3-pack of the Google business profile. Then all of the big dogs that you're competing with, these guys spend thousands of dollars on ads. It's really hard to beat that competition. Then the websites that have done the work of SEO, they have a well-optimized website, they are posting regular organic content, show up. Then that's my business. I'm showing up, see, on page 1 and then on the bottom again, you will see how Google will have sponsored ads. So if you look at a Google search page, on the top, there are the guaranteed ads. On the bottom, there's ads. Because at the end of the day, Google's a business. They are going to showcase the people that are paying them money. In the middle is where the action happens. And if you really want a slice of the pie, you have to be on the 3-pack of your Google business profile must be optimized, which is why I told you that it is the number one signal out of those 149 signals that's important for you to spend time and effort on to be found on Google. Then if you do the work of SEO and stuff, you'll get benefits out of it. And above all, if you're guaranteed and you spend money on it on Google Ads, you're going to land in the top 1/3 of the page. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to perform what is called a site search for your website. Okay, so you simply want to go to a Google search window and type in site colon yourwebsite.com. So I'm going to do one with you right now. Let's just choose these guys. You see how when I click on it, their website is not just going to a website, it's called a UTM source code. You're able to track that the traffic is coming from Google search. That's the power of digital marketing today. So you go to site. Okay. If you're able to see my page, you're going to see how every search result that came up is for Element Home Remodeling, right? So you can run a site colon yourwebsite.com and you will be able to see the pages. What is this showing you? It's showing you every page that you're able to see on the search page is indexed and cataloged by that Google library. If you have a specific amazing service that you've launched and you've built out a web page for it, and you go do the site dot search for yourself and you're not seeing that page, it basically means that Google's not seeing that page. Google's not cataloged it. So there's opportunity for you to go and improve it. And this is a well-built website. Like, look at it. The first thing is add Element Home. We have in-house teams of builders. Welcome to Element Home Remodeling Contractors. We're licensed and insured. You see how every page has a different description. There's the title and then there's the description. Each description is a digital nugget, an opportunity for you to repeatedly tell the Google library, the Google bot, who you are, who you serve, why you're cool, why you're unique, how you're licensed, how you're insured, how you're in other cities. They're not only in Oakland and Berkeley, they're also in Redwood City, California, because they built out a Redwood City, California page. They do split level homes in the Bay Area. They are also in another city, Mountain View and Sunnyvale. So many a time when you see a website that is not built very well, it's likely to look like where it will say remodeling business providing California with professional remodeling services and high quality products for 15 years. Pretty much when people build out websites, they build out the first page, copy and paste the page, and then keep building the pages, right? You are missing out on an opportunity to tell the Google library, the Google algorithm over and over how different and amazing you are, because that is what is called on-site SEO. Every page will have a room space for you to go ahead and describe on that page what are the services that you're promoting. So most of the businesses that I see will just have the same thing copied over and over, which is great. Sometimes it will be blank, which is, a loss because you're not telling the Google algorithm, the Google algorithm who you are. So go and do the search and see what your page titles, can your page titles be improved, right? Can your page URLs be improved? You have the power to name every URL. Can the description be improved, right? Are the important pages indexed? Because if your important FAQs might be an important one. If you've been spending time and money on SEO, your blog page must be showing up. And so the third thing that you can do is every website now has beautiful photos and videos, right? You can either go ahead and call every photo the same thing, or you can describe, whole house remodel in not Walnut Creek, California, beautiful bathroom redesign in Sunnyvale, California. So the more times you rename the photos and you include the names of the cities where you're doing business in, Google's going to catalog, the library is going to learn, oh, okay, they're in Walnut Creek, they're in Sunnyvale. So when somebody's searching for you in that specific city, it's going to take that digital tag from the photo and use it. And so this is, again, valuable real estate where you don't want to just call it, a photo or photo.jpg or something. When you check your website, it must be secure. If your website is not secure, Google's not even seeing you, right? Your website must be secure because Google's not interested in showcasing websites that are not built well, that are, potentially hackers, spammers. And so on the left side of your URL, if you search and it says not secure, you don't even exist in Google's universe, in Google's library, right? You may have spent money and built out this beautiful website, but sorry, Google doesn't know you exist. You can right click when you're on your page and you can click on inspect. It will open up a little window. You click on inspect. It's going to show you how your website is perceived on a cell phone. Today, if you must care about how your website is being seen on a cell phone. And so when you look here on the top, this is all of the code that went into building the website. Look at this. It says the best it's not even optimized. This example that I have pulled here is not optimized for a cell phone. If you're going to expect somebody to like scroll right and left, up and down, right? You're going to lose that user. Those 3,000 people are coming and your goal is to convert 20% of them, and your online, your cell phone experience is not optimized. We know how we are. We want instant gratification. You want to get on the phone, you want to look, you want to search, you want to find what you're looking for. And so an easy way for you to check is, again, go to your home page on a computer, right click on it, click on inspect, and it's going to show you. You can go toggle here. You can go back and forth between your cell phone version and your website version by clicking on this little area up here, and you're able to see how your website is perceived on a cell phone. And if you have a web developer that's built out the website, you need to reach out to them and say, hey, you know what, I checked it out. And anytime you add a page, right, as a business owner, if you're like adding a product, adding a service, be curious once the page is well built out, how is it being perceived on a mobile version, a cell phone version, right? If you're working with a good company, you should not be doing these checks and balances, but there are things that are missed out. So it's worth it for you to pay attention to be sure that your website is compatible to cell phones or mobile devices. So here are the tips to give your website a refresh, right? Go run the site search, site.yourwebsite.com. Go read all of each line can be unique, right? Each title can be unique. Each description can be unique. Each URL must be well thought out. So when the website architecture, when the website is built out, the URL must be unique, because everything is a digital nugget that you're sharing with your potential clients, your qualified leads, right? So it's called a meta description. The meta description should concisely summarize the page content. So when somebody reads it, they know. It's very important if you're doing like a $2,000 off fixtures for a kitchen and bathroom remodel and you have an offer. It's important to talk about that offer in this meta description so it shows up and Google knows, okay, this person based in this geography has an offer and somebody is looking for a remodeler. Let me show that website, right? Out of the Google library, it's going to pull your website and then showcase it. So here's examples. You can either say services and say remodeling business has provided California with professional remodeling services and high quality products, or you can say bathroom remodeling, seasonal offers. Here's the seasonal offers page. Great spring deals on bathroom deals. We can make your dream design come to reality. You see how the words are so powerful in what you're trying to share. So instead of it just being blah, right? If you have an offer, talk about it on your website, on your meta description, which means every page, if your typically websites have between 10 to 15 pages, that means you have 15 opportunities to send those digital signals to Google, those digital nuggets to Google, to be unique, to tell Google over and over, I do custom home builds, I do kitchen remodels, I do bathroom remodels, I do additions, I do ADUs. In California, ADUs are huge. So we actually build out unique ADU pages. Then if you say, I am willing to commute in a 50-mile radius, but I would like the core of the business to be in a 10-mile radius, then you build out these city pages, right? You build out 5 city pages where you want the core of your business to come in from, and then you link those pages back to the Google Maps Then Google's, when it crawls, it's going to say, okay, I know this person, works in this city. This would be a good fit for you, homeowner. Okay, go ahead and click on this, right? So you are priming and preparing your website by using, and it's, you don't need superior content writing skills or a degree in English. It's basically just telling the Google algorithm exactly what's going on in your business. Don't write these generic descriptions, write exactly what's going on. You can make a dream design come to reality. Well, yeah, you can do that. Yes, speak about it instead of just saying high quality remodeling projects. If you have a spring deal, talk about it, right? And make sure that your URL matches it. You can have the title be not just boring services. You can say bathroom remodeling, seasonal offers, right? So be creative about that, about your titles and your meta descriptions. So check check your sitemap to see if there are important pages that are not being indexed. Like your contact us page is an important page. Is Google seeing that page? See if it's indexed. If you've been spending time and money on SEO, look if your blog page is showing up. Look at your important pages that should be cataloged. Your home page, is it showing up, right? And it's really simple to see how Google's cataloging it. These are sitemaps. This may be a bit more complex, but every website must have a sitemap that should be submitted. Your website should be tied to what is called a Google console. If you're tied to a Google console, you can actually go in and see if Google's crawling properly. Once you set up a Google console account, you will get updates. It'll tell you. One of the most common errors that I see is that you upload this image of a beautiful whole house remodel that you've completed because you want to showcase it on your website, and then the Google console will tell you image is too wide. It's not, showing up nicely on a search page or a phone. Just fixing that will up the speed of your website, will improve the how much you're found online. So it's important to have a sitemap set up as well as be cataloged on Google Console. And then, like I said, you really want to have unique descriptions of exact, it's a project that you worked on, you know what it is. Don't just call it a remodel, describe what it is, room addition in which city, or speak a little bit more. And when you go and you try to edit these, it's going to tell you how many word counts you have. Just sit there, type it, be creative, and rename it, right? How do you find out how your images are renamed? Just how your images are named today. Just point to an image on your website and right click, and it will tell you. Most times it's going to be DSC underscore 0831.jpg or something, right? A photo that you sent your web developer, they just took it and they uploaded it. But these are the little ways where you can take your website and put it to work for you. So like I said, you don't want it to be image1.jpg. You really want it to be, fresh and clean and updated, describing what the image is showing. And it needs to be, Google compatible versions of JPEG, PNG, or GIFs. And so you really want to be sure that you're helping the Google library, the search engine, the bot crawler, to crawl and understand what pictures you're showing it. Because it can read text, it can't see the photos. That's why it's important to name those photos. It can see video, which is why it's important to have video on your homepage in the top 1/3 of your homepage, right? So that's why you don't want these nonsense naming of 53.jpg or DSC and 5.jpg. And I already mentioned this, you don't even need to go optimize anything if your website's not secure. The security comes from, where your domain's hosted, where your website is hosted. And so if it is not secure, you don't even have an entrance into the Google library. You're just like hanging out outside the back door, hoping to enter. And if you're doing all of this work on your website, it's not going to give you any results. So you should not have not secure, dangerous, forget about it, right? There's serious stuff going on. Spammer, hacker, which is something that's huge today. So Google will not even recognize your website. If it is built well and it's connected properly, it should say secure. You'll see a lock to the left of your domain URL. And like I showed you, you want your website to be domain mobile friendly, cell phone friendly, and it should look nice and clean like that. The best remodelers in California. It should be intuitive to use, a way to call. So you really want to care about your cell phone version of your website, because people are searching on their phones. We all have a phone literally sewn to our bodies, right? All the time we carry it around. And so if your not optimizing your cell phone version of your website, you're leaving dollars on the table. And you really want to be sure that it loads fast on the cell phone. The experience should be quick. If you're going to have a drop down menu, you want to be sure that the menu works well. So be curious, go look at your own website and see how it's performing, because all of this, just these tweaks, will take your 70 organic visitors to 700 organic visitors. Or those 70, out of those 70, you will have better conversions, because how many times when we go find a website that's not performing well on a cell phone, you just abort that experience and you move on, because our brain is wired for instant gratification, that if you don't get what you're seeking from that website, you're like, okay, let me just go look at the number two in the search, right? So when somebody comes home as in your homepage, it's so valuable. That lead had a search intent of a problem that they have, that they're trying to solve, and they landed on your website. And if they go without taking an action, you're just losing out on money, right? So you really want your cell phone version to be optimized. And then, is your website built to convert, right? It should speak to your ideal customer when they come. It should immediately say award winning, Carolina remodeler serving what you're doing. I quickly tell people who you are, what you do. Leverage video and multimedia. It's important to have lots of photos showcasing your work. If you're trying to launch a specific service and you don't have enough images of your own high quality work, it's okay, get some stock photos, build it out, and then swap it out, because Google knows original content, right? So the more original content that you can have on your website, your own real projects and um, photos and videos, it's going to help you. And definitely think about, just taking your phone and taking a bunch of videos and putting it on YouTube, and then having your YouTube account linked to your homepage. And so that's one more signal, right? You're telling Google, the YouTube channel where I'm uploading videos is mine, which is tied to my website, which is well optimized and sitting inside the Google library. So thank you, Google, for always showcasing me anytime somebody is looking for the best remodeler near me. Social proof, right? If you're going and buying even like dog food on Amazon, the first thing that your eyes glance at is the rating. You immediately look at the rating and you say, oh, okay, 4.5. Is there a 5 star? If it's a 4.5, why is it a 4.5? It's, oh, okay, it's a 4.7, right? Our brain is now conditioned to look for those star ratings. And so you can be the best remodeler, but if you have social proof where your clients are speaking, your raving fans, obviously you're working hard, delivering these amazing, construction projects, request that client. It's just a matter of having a system. When a project is completed, do you have a system to solicit a review? And the timing of the ask, how are you asking for it? If you text them, right? We build out these text campaigns for our clients to quickly just send the customer a quick text and say, would you please be kind enough to leave us a review? The project is completed. They're very pleased with what they've gotten, that they're going to leave you a review. You're not like a plumber or where maybe they were happy, maybe they're not happy. You become part of people's lives, right? They are living and dreaming and breathing in those beautiful spaces you're creating. So when you finish that project, that they had a fantastic experience because you work hard to deliver that stellar experience. But do you have a process in place to collect social proof? If you get to 10 reviews on Google, your phone will ring. You get to 50 reviews, your traffic will double. But there is magic that happens once you get to those triple digit reviews, which is 100 reviews. And so if you're trying to, again, be data centric and set yourself some goals, you want to think about, how can I get to my first 50 5-star reviews? How can I get to my next 50 and get to that 100 reviews? You'll see there are businesses that have 400 reviews on Google. You'll become unstoppable. You don't need to, you have 400 reviews and you put a little bit of money into Google Ads, that's it, you're home. You're going to be hitting, you're doubling your revenue numbers, tripling your revenue numbers. Have a concise call to action. Know exactly what your process is. Do you want people to book a 15-minute call so you can evaluate whether the project that they have in mind is a good fit? Or every person that comes to your website, are you giving them an option to book time on your calendar? Then you're going to go out to the property and give them an estimate. Be really clear about, book a 15-minute call, book a 30-minute call so we can speak about your project, right? have a clear call to action. This call to action stems from your sales cycle, right? Are you doing immediate estimates in-house? Are you vetting the client? After the estimate, what happens? It's valuable to have a process page on your website, 30-minute call followed by on-site estimate generation, right? Or maybe if your project is so large, I have a contractor who has a midpoint where he charges the lead to come to their office to discuss the project because he's looking at about $250,000 remodels that he charges them $250 to come to his office because he was losing time on his team members going to the site and then them not being there or they forgot about it. And so when you tell the person, hey, welcome to our office, meet our team, so we can start talk about the estimate generation process and they pay $250, they are really interested in your brand. So if you're a larger contractor that's doing, really $1 million custom home remodels, then it's worth it for you to have that kind of a stopgap where you're really confirming intent of the lead. And then if they decide to work with you, what's $250? You just credit it back to the project costs and off you go. So your call to action on your website should immediately, don't just say free quote, right? Book a 15-minute call with our project advisor so they know when they book a call, do you have an automated system of thanking them for booking, confirming the appointment, texting them, right? Because those are the things that really make the lead stick. They feel committed. Half an hour before the phone call, send them a text message. You can't really be, as a business owner, sit and do all of that, but you can actually automate all of these things. So today, if you really want your call to actions to convert, you should be using sticky methods, which is text marketing, follow-up, voice drops, right? When somebody comes to your website and clicks around, completes a form, immediately if you can have a voice drop that says, hey, I am the owner of X, Y, and Z company. How are you? How can I help you? Right? So there's a lot of tactics that you can use to really take that lead, because we all know sales is not a one-stop shop, right? There's so many touch points. So you have to show them that you're professional, that you can follow up with them, show up to the phone appointment on time, generate the promised estimate on time, and have all of those sequence of reminders built out. Live chat is huge. We integrate these chat widgets for our clients onto their website. You'd be amazed, right? It actually saves the business owner time. Somebody that's a carpenter looking for work that wants to join your team, comments here, goes into a database, you have it saved. Perhaps you don't have a need for employees today, but you're going to have a database that's just filling up. People that have a quick question about a process, right? And so this is really important for you to have today, because again, you have all of the call to action, the form, the processes. Remember, we just have so many stimuli coming at us today that it's important to have this chat widget that will quickly, people can ask for it. And on the back end, you can automate an instant response that will say, hey, if you're looking for work, push 1. If you're looking for a bathroom remodel, 2, 3. And then in response to that, you can text them immediately and say, well, please book a time on our project advisor's calendar. That is how we can generate an estimate for you, right? So you can have a bot, an automation doing the work for you, but you can write it so well. So we create automations for our clients, and our bots who responds, the automation who responds, her name is Ashley. And sometimes people actually start having conversations with Ashley because they think they're actually speaking to a human. That's the beauty of these chat widgets, where people feel that personalized touch. And of course, in the next 24 hours, you're going to call them. If you don't have this and somebody comes here and they have a question, they are not going to call you or pick up the phone and do that. And even if they do you have an admin during business hours? And what we are seeing is that a lot of these chat widget questions, as well as a lot of the appointment booking, happens from Friday afternoon to Sunday afternoon. Because think about it, if somebody wants to remodel their home or has the dollars to invest in a really high quality remodeler or general contractor, they have to work Monday to Friday, right? Because so the more we track when these calls are coming in, when these chat widgets are completed, we notice that a lot of these homeowner transactions are happening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when people, you have some time. Otherwise, life's just busy with kids and work. But there's that home improvement project that's looming large that they come and they complete it. And so you have to look after yourself and be with your family. You can be working on Saturday and Sunday. That's why I put all of the possible automation that exists out there to work for you. So, one of the things that I do offer people that come to my workshop is to run what I call a snapshot report of how Google's perceiving your business. So, if you are so inclined for me to run that report for you, I'd be happy to do that. Simply go to growthplancall.com. You'll see my calendar. You can pick a time slot, message me. I'd be happy to run the report, email it to you. If you want to meet with me one-on-one and review that report, I'm happy to do that. So you can go to growthplancall.com to find my calendar. And so you as a business owner must have a calendar as well, where, if people want a project estimate, they should be able to come book a time, because the more you provide this kind of an option for your leads to come in and book time on your calendar, you are empowering them to choose a time that works for them versus calling them and saying, hi, I'm calling from here, leaving them a message. They call back, you don't answer the phone, then you call them back again, right? Versus you have this kind of an automated system where they come in and they choose a time, they book it, you send out a series of reminders, they are going to come to that appointment, and that lead is going to be easier to convert into a client and put dollars in the bank for you. I do share a lot of information inside a closed Facebook group that I have. It's called the Digital Dominance Club for Remodelers. You can simply go to facebook.com/group/remodeler digital and join the group, because you will have the opportunity to hang out with other remodelers and talk about, see the problems or questions that they have when it comes to digital marketing. I am also very active on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram. Again, I share a lot of tips and tricks for digital marketing. So if you're one of those contractors that likes to learn and do things yourself, or you have an in-house marketing team, you will get a lot of tricks about how to really establish your online presence on Google. And again, if you're so inclined, book some time with me. I'd love to hang out with you one-on-one. I'm happy to take any questions that you have at this point.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. The one question I did have was, I was kind of following along and putting in our website, and ours does say not secure on our website. But it depends on how you click on to get to our website, because sometimes it will say HTTPS. Okay. Sometimes it just says HTTP. So I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know the difference, but
S stands for the security. Where is your domain hosted? Is it hosted on GoDaddy? Do you know where it's hosted?
I think it's GoDaddy. Yeah, it's GoDaddy.
Sometimes it might also be a security plugin. If it's a WordPress website, you need a security plugin to convert the HTTP to HTTPS. So it might be that. Where your website is hosted, right? So domain is hosted in one place, and then your WordPress website will be hosted on like WordPress admin, or there's thousands of WordPress. So that hosting service should be clean or should be well established. And the most common one is WordPress admin. There's Bionic WordPress. There's a couple of those. And so you really want to know where your WordPress website is hosted, because that also determines security.
Okay.
That hosting service should have never been hacked. And WP admin is one of those that has been around for years, never been hacked. GoDaddy is a good place. There's Cloudflare. There's a bunch of different services, but that might be a trigger too. So simply moving the hosting of your website to a cleaner portal will remove that headache.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. No, I appreciate your time.
Thank you. It was great meeting you.
Yes, you as well.
I wish you the best. And Sam, take care. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.